Let's raise our glasses to the man that runs the shop.
And a foot on my neck.
I talked to the DA. I'm willing to cut a deal.
So what does that mean for us?
I can't take no more surprises.
I'm not doing this.
You don't have a choice.
Stay away from my client and my family.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love the Shy, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today, we're going to be talking about the Shy Season 6, Episode 13. This is the recap, and I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And man, your boy Alonzo, he up out of here. I did want to see more of his character, especially since he's played by Leon, and we know Leon, he's a legend in the game, and I definitely wanted to see more out of his character, but apparently that's not happening. I mean, some of you guys was mentioning that y'all think he survived. I mean, I don't know about that. It really did seem like Zay finished the job. And speaking of Zay, he said, you know what? I guess I got to have a cold heart, and he proved that in this episode. I want to know what's going to happen next with Rob. I want to know how Alicia's going to feel about this. And once again, it feels like Douda cannot be stopped. Anybody that gets in his way, they always suffer somehow, right? Now, we also know in this episode, we found out the truth about Baby Ronnie's real father, and it is Nuck. Of course, the fan theories did end up coming true. It was people out there saying that this could never be true. But as I told you guys last night, we never saw, Nuck and Keisha hook up back in season 3, but they did hook up. And just because they don't show it on screen does not mean it did not happen. You know what I'm saying? So I believe it's better to have Nuck as a father than that sicko. The only thing is, it's going to be very difficult for Emmett and Keisha and Nuck to probably work this out, because we can tell deep down inside that Emmett will have some problems with this. It won't be easy. And we also know with Nuck having a son, it may end up changing him for the better, which may cause issues with him and Douda and, the business that he does. So we're going to find out soon enough. But let's begin this recap. What did we see in episode 13 titled Legacy? Now the episode starts out in court. Victor learns that he's going to get house arrest, and we know that he ended up getting bail from his brother Jake. So y'all know Victor was kind of, wondering, how did Jake get some money? Now, we get to Keisha. She finds out that sicko was not the father. Her child, Ronnie, has sickle cell. And, that news was very tough. It was tough for your girl Keisha. The doctor told her that it's coming from the parents. They know the sicko was not the father. It is someone else. So now that's what Keisha has to find. And she already knows the truth. She knows that it's Nuck because that was the only guy that she was with besides that sicko. Now, we get to your boy Douda. It is his birthday, and he's not really trying to kick it with Bianca like that. He is still probably upset, about her and Tiffany, with her running her mouth, as far as her not liking Douda like that. So he don't really want to be spending no time with her at all. Now, Jake tells Victor that someone dropped a bag of money off, and that is the money that he used to bail him out. Of course, Victor was kind of upset, like, really? Why would you use that money? But at the end of the day, you out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Rashad told him. Like, the point is that you're out, and that's all that matters right now. Now, we get to Damien. He is, of course, working at Smokey's. He is helping Emmett out with the numbers. All of a sudden, your girl Rose, she comes there talking about all the things that needs to happen at the restaurant, what needs to be fixed, having free food for kids and people and all this stuff. She just wants to get the business booming once again, right? She goes to the back. She meets Dom. She was acting like she wanted to hook up with her. We see your boy Jamal. He working there as well. And, he's just trying to stay out of trouble and get this money. And then we see, Rose have a conversation with Dom, and she is introduced to Dom's cousin, Serena. Serena is deaf, but it seems like, Dom is very interested in, hooking up with her. Now, we get to Pastor Zeke, and he's having conversations with Papa about his podcast, about him charging people, because we know Papa is doing this for free. But Pastor Zeke is like, look, God, he wants you to get this money. So you might as well go ahead and charge people and get paid for putting out this content. But we know deep down inside that Papa, he felt like he shouldn't be doing this, and that, his advice, his word should be free to the people. But by the end of the episode, we know Papa had a change of heart. Now, we get to Bakari and Professor Gardner, and Professor Gardner is helping him out as far as his writing, and he gives him a gift. He gives him a brand new laptop, and we know Bakari now is going to be able to use this to get his work done. The sad thing is, he wasn't going to have it for that much longer because he slipped up by bringing it around Duda. Now we get to Damien and Emmett, and Damien, he's going over the numbers at Smokey's. He understands that these numbers are off. He does also mention the Harlem location, and we know Emmett, he hasn't even seen that location, right? He understands that something is not going right, tells him if he does not fix this, it's a high chance that he could go to jail. So the best bet, for him to do will be cutting Duda off completely. But we know Emmett, he does not want to, do that. And he does not want Damien having conversations with Duda because he understands that that is very dangerous. But Damien was not shy at all. He was not scared to keep it real with his brother and tell him the flat out, raw, uncut truth about what he's doing and how he's running his business. Now, we get to Duda and Victor. Victor does thank him for giving him the money, as far as bail. But we know Duda, all he is doing is trying to make sure that Victor does not say anything. Now, Victor does tell him that they found Q's DNA in the car. And Duda is like, look, just don't say anything. You know what I'm saying? You should be good if you don't talk. Well, Victor has a huge choice because if he does not talk, if he does not tell them about what Duda has done, he can be locked up for a very long time. And it really does seem like he's thinking about, his future and, if he wants to give up that intel or not. But we shall find out soon enough. Now, we get to your girl Maisha, and she is taking pictures of Gemma, Marcus, and Tierra. They're taking family pictures, and it seemed like everything was going quite well. But we know later on in the episode that Tierra, she wanted to send these pictures out to everybody, I believe for like the holidays or whatever. But we know Marcus, he did not necessarily agree on that. Now, we get to Bakari. It's Duda's birthday. They all in there celebrating. Nuck is, giving Duda his props. And then all of a sudden we hear Bakari, mumble under his breath about, Duda having his foot on everybody's throats, right? Duda asked him what he said. Bakari lied to him and said, I said happy birthday. And we know Bakari was stupid enough to have his, laptop with him, and Duda destroyed it. Bakari was pissed off. It really did seem like, he was going to snap. We can tell deep down inside that he wants to do something, but I already know he was wondering how Duda knew so much intel about the book and all the stuff that he was writing. Now we get back to Victor and Alonzo tells him that the DA has cut him a deal, or willing to cut him a deal, but we know he has to give up Duda, and if that's the case, they said they're going to protect him and he should be good. Well, we know Victor, he ain't about to do that. But as Alonzo stated, if you don't, you're pretty much going to get locked up for a very long time. Now, we get to Damien and Duda. Damien has decided that he wanted to have a conversation with Duda about the numbers, about Smokey's. He was trying to give him advice, but we know Duda, he wasn't really trying to listen to him like that, right? But Damien tells him if these things continue to happen at the IRS, they will come there, it will be a problem. And of course, we know your boy Emmett most likely will be getting locked up. And he tells Duda, like, look, hiding money is a dangerous job. Duda tells him, you need to just make sure that these books look good and I will take care of the rest. Well, we know this is going to blow up. We know this is not going to end well. I'm just hoping that Damien does make it out without getting hurt, because messing around with Duda is very dangerous. Now, Papa, he lets his subscribers know that he's going to be charging for his podcast. I believe this, may end up backfiring, but if it doesn't and Papa starts to make a lot of money, y'all know he gonna feel big-headed and he's really gonna be doing anything that Pastor Zeke tells him to do. Now, we get to Alonzo and Duda, and Alonzo tells him, like, look, stay away from my client, my family. Like, dude, like, you got all these enemies, you need to just back down, right? And we know Duda, he has to let him know, like, look, I don't even know who you are in the first place. And the last thing that you want to be doing is making threats towards Duda. Duda did not take this lightly. And he said, you know what? You got to go. I got to get you the hell up out of here. As I told you guys, I was hoping we'll see more of Alonzo's character, but apparently that was not the case, and we know he met his fate later on in the episode. Now, due to all the stuff that Victor is going through, with this legal stuff, it's kind of tough for Fatima and him. So she has decided to go ahead and just take a break from the relationship, and she's going to end up just moving in with her moms. We know she was very emotional in this episode, but she was still able to get Keisha those results from that sicko's DNA. That's how they end up knowing that he was not the father of baby Ronnie. Now we get to Marcus and Tierra. The pictures that they took earlier on in the episode, she believes that around holiday time, it will be a good time to give those pictures out to people, right? But it seems like Marcus does not want people to know about this at all. I guess he's not ready to really take this serious. And Tierra, she was very upset. She wasn't feeling it, like, really? Now, do you guys believe that Tierra may try to hook up with Rashad once again, or was that it? Y'all think she will hook up with this new version of Rashad's character? Now, speaking of Rashad, he got pissed off when Alonzo came there to talk to Alicia. We know Alonzo, he wants to spend time with his son, and it seems like Alicia, she is still feeling him, right? Now, Alonzo noticed that Rashad had on his old leather jacket, and I know your boy Rashad was pissed off. Once Alonzo left, he was like, really? So you're going to give me his jacket? They start arguing, going back and forth. All of a sudden, he was hemming Alicia up on the wall, and she was liking it, y'all. That girl a freak for real. And they end up hooking up. I'm pretty sure that your boy Rashad clapped those cheeks once again. This relationship is crazy. But I'm going to tell you right now, Rashad, you better watch yourself. I want to know how Alicia would react if Rashad was messing around with someone else. She probably will go crazy. Just based off what we've been seeing, I would not be surprised. Now, we get to Nuck, Emmett, and Keisha tells him that he most likely is the father of Ronnie, and we know they talk about getting like a DNA test to make sure they're correct, and we know that's exactly what ended up happening, and by the end of the episode, Nuck, he found out the 100% truth that he was Ronnie's father. Now, we get to Bakari. He's pissed off, about what happened with Duda, and he's like, man, who told him about this book that I was writing? And they put two and two together, him and Jake, and they're like, well, maybe it's Brittany. Jake said, look, I'm not trying to really be up all in your business like that, but your sister, she seems kind of shady. And Jake, he was not lying at all. Bakari, he knows that he's telling the truth. Now we get to Victor and the boys. They're having another group session. Your boy Rob, he is there for the very first time. Victor is talking about his legal troubles and basically having to snitch on Duda in order to be a free man. We know Marcus was talking about Tierra in those pictures. And then we know, Rob was talking about his dad, and maybe they can have a relationship with each other. And we know Emmett, he was there because he's basically had like the same type of thing with Darnell. They didn't really start hanging out until he was older. So he's like, look, it will get better with time. So just give him a chance, right? So now Rob is like, okay, I'm going to kick it with my pops. I'm going to see if we can actually hang out, and build on this relationship. The sad thing is, we know Rob's dad didn't make it. At least that's the way it looks. I know it's still fans out there saying that maybe Alonzo is still breathing. Well, y'all know me. I guess we're going to have to wait till the next episode to get that 100% truth. And speaking of Alonzo, we see him getting into the car, and then all of a sudden, Zay comes out of nowhere from the back seat and shoots Alonzo, and it does appear like this is the end for Rob's father. But due to TV logic, I understand what people are talking about. They think it's a chance that he may end up surviving. It definitely seems like he's gone. We're going to find out for sure. I know Rob and Alicia will be very hurt. But that's what happens when you make threats to Duda. He don't play around. You got to take Duda out when you get the chance. You can't just be talking to him. And it's crazy because all these people that's working with him, a lot of them still doing his dirt. Like Zay and of course Nuck if you buck. And we know Rob was calling him right when he got shot. So it was very sad for Alonzo. Now, we get to Pastor Zeke. And this dude, I guess he thinks he's the king of the city for real. I guess he thinks he runs the Shy. And he's telling Duda that the price has went up. I guess they agreed on a certain number. And now he feels like he wants more of the cut. But Duda's like, I don't know about that. Pastor Zeke talking about you ain't got nobody else to go to. I'm the only one. Well, when you run your mouth to Duda, bad things happen. And he end up hemming up Pastor Zeke, put the cigar to his neck, let him know that they had a deal and that price, oh, it's going to stay the same, plain and simple. And all Pastor Zeke can do is look there with a shook look on his face and agree. Now, we get to Jake and Gemma. It seemed like they was about to hook up, but Gemma ended up stopping. I guess all she can think about is the first lady. They should just go their separate ways. It's over. You know what I'm saying? It is over. I mean, Gemma, she wants Jake, but Jake ain't trying to mess with her like that. At the same time, we know Gemma, she be making out with Brittany and all that. I mean, they young, so I believe they should just go and do what they want to do. That way, they don't have to deal with all the stress of being in this relationship that was built off cheating in the first place. Now, we get to Dom's cousin, Serena, and outside, your girl Rose, she's out there waiting. Like, really? She was lurking. I guess she said Duda is not about to be the only person that's going to be having fun. So she decided to go ahead and pick Serena up. And I'm pretty sure they had a good old time. Now, your girl Dom, she was in there talking to Jamal. The whole time I'm thinking in my head, like, man, she probably let Jamal hit for real. All of a sudden, they start talking. She's like, look, I'll drop you off and all that. And we can see it's some chemistry. So we're going to see where this storyline goes. I mean, it's crazy that Dom even returned in the first place. Now, we get to your girl, the brat. She has returned. La Portia is back in the Shy. I told y'all, every time I see her character, all I think about is Anita Baker, her and Nina hooking up. I mean, that was crazy, right? Now, she's heard that her and Dre has broke up, and now she is ready to make her move. But we know Nina, she's not trying to move that quick, and she knows she wants to give it some time. But La Portia, she ready, y'all. She is ready to have a round 2. And then we get to the end of the episode with Emmett, Baby Ronnie, and Keisha and Nuck if you buck. Keisha lets him know, like, look, you are the father of Baby Ronnie, and she introduces Baby Ronnie to his, his real father. And Nuck was happy as hell. I never seen Nuck this happy and smile this much the entire series, right? And I'm pretty sure Nuck is going to change his ways. That is my early predictions. I believe he's going to try to be a better person for his son and actually make this work. We can tell Emmett, he's not really liking it. I mean, he respects it, but it's making him upset because he's not really trying to be dealing with somebody like Nuck, right? But as I told you, usually when people try to change their ways for the better, especially people that's connected to Duda, sometimes bad stuff happens. So we're going to see if Nuck will be able to survive all of this. It just seems like a whole lot of drama, right? As Emmett stated earlier on in that group, he said, if we don't take Duda out, he's going to take us out one by one. So who is next? Who is going to be the next person that Duda tries to eliminate? Will it be Nuck if you buck? Well, we're going to find out soon enough. But if it is Nuck, it will be kind of sad that Baby Ronnie won't have his pops around, especially his real pops. But we shall find out soon enough. But you guys let me know, how did you feel about episode 13? I cannot wait to see what's next. Once they release the trailer for episode 14, I will upload it for you guys. And then I'm going to give you guys that what to expect video for the next episode. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. This your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.